Hi, Professor Power and fellow students of MDDE 610. I'm Frederick, and I'm going to demonstrate for you step by step how we learn to build Instagram stories, then turn them into Instagram story highlights. At the end of the presentation, I'll also detail a few of Instagram's issues. This is my Instagram page, Cat and Crow Bakery, so please visit it. Building this site was the result of friends asking if I could assist in advertising their business. Although my experience in advertising is non-existent, social media at once came to mind. The immediate follow-up thought, however, was similar. I have little experience with social media and its apps. So, how easy, one might say. I can assure you that easy wasn't the case for me. Although I'm familiar with social media, creating Instagram story highlights to advertise a small business was quite a leap and a steep learning curve for me. Although the exercise in building an advertising platform was challenging, it also turned out to be a fun learning experience. My initial research brought me to a number of social media platforms, including Pinterest, Facebook, and LinkedIn. With the exception of LinkedIn, I could have chosen any one of the other platforms. From my research on LinkedIn, I didn't think LinkedIn was a suitable platform for advertising a small business. So, like the game Pin the Tail on the Donkey, I came to choose Instagram. I did a lot of research about Instagram and how to use it, and I found positive and negative aspects with computer-assisted instruction. The positive is that CAI is readily available and easy to find on the internet. A quick Google search on our phone or laptop will bring us countless free links, sites, blogs, and videos, which can be viewed, read, or watched anywhere conveniently, enhancing the learning process. A lot of CAI incorporates quick videos, tutorials, and graphics, demonstrating the use of apps, thus saving us from too much distraction while trying to understand a concept. For example, Howfinity YouTube videos feature quick and mostly simple tutorials to guide you through the intricacies of Instagram. Most videos are under 5 minutes, just enough time to focus on one's work. Then there's the negative aspects of CAI. Although they're readily available on the internet, there can be too many sites, quickly leading the learner down rabbit holes. Many lengthy and time-consuming videos and websites cover too much information or make the information difficult to digest, and there are times when the process of trial and error inherent in CAI is frustrating. Also, learning problems can be fixated on for hours when a knowledgeable person can explain the problem in short order. For example, while perusing a Wix.com blog site on Instagram marketing tips, one is easily lost and distracted by the sheer mass of information. Finally, pop-ups and ads are a constant distraction on most websites and frequently preempt videos, thus creating the feeling that one pays for the content with their time. Let's jump into step 1, downloading, installing, and creating an account. To sign up for Instagram, go to the App Store for iPhone or Google Play Store for Android and download the app, seen at the top left hand of the page. Once downloaded and installed, click the Sign Up button, and then you can choose to sign up through Facebook or use your email or phone number. If you register with Facebook, you'll need to log into your Facebook account first. After you choose your username and password, you're ready to build your profile. After your profile is complete, tap Done. I also signed into Instagram via my laptop, but found out that despite the steps needed to make Instagram stories and story highlights on my laptop, I could not get that function to work. I was now relegated to using, editing, and manipulating my Instagram story highlights with my phone. I was in for a struggle already, as using Instagram with a phone quickly became cumbersome. So, first look. I own an Android, so on the left is what my Instagram homepage for Cat and Crow Bakery looks like after I signed up. Before I installed Instagram on my phone, I conducted a lot of research about what I was going to do. For example, I used variations of search terms like how to advertise on Instagram and what is the best way to use Instagram for small businesses. So, step 2. Before you can start sharing content on your highlights, you must first learn how to create them. To ensure you don't lose any of your work, make sure that Instagram's auto archiving feature is turned on. This feature automatically archives and saves each story you post to the Instagram feed. In this way, you need not worry about losing your context. This is seen in the red circle at the top right. Once this feature is turned on, you can share and repost any content that you've posted even after it disappears from your Instagram stories. After you've made sure the Save to Archive button is on, your next step is to create an Instagram story and then turn them into Instagram story highlights. Step 3, starting from your home page. Go to your home page and click the plus button in the upper right-hand corner as seen on the image on the left-hand side of the page. At this point, the top half of your screen will appear as gray, leaving you 5 options to choose from on the bottom portion of the screen. Choose the third option, Story. Once you hit Story, you will be taken to a photo gallery where you can pick the photo or whichever media you choose for your story. In this case, I picked the jar of jams outlined in the white rectangle, and upon clicking on this image, this picture will now be brought to full size. It's important to note that at this point, you are only working on an Instagram story. Stories only last for 24 hours. But by the end of this process, I will have created an Instagram story highlight, which will endure until I physically delete the file. Now you are ready to insert any edits you would like for your image. Step 4, editing. The editing process can take a lot of time depending on how thorough you are and what you want to create as edits. The editing options are shown within the yellow box at the top of the image of the jam jars. From the left, the first edit button is to insert text. When you hit this button, a cursor will appear, prompting you to write a caption or a description. The text is seen in the first image on the left in white. In the next image to the right, you will also notice that you can change the font type, size, color, and backgrounds, and justify your text left, center, or right. You can also move the text around the screen using your index and middle fingers and increase or decrease the size of the text. The text editing function and others are items that can be explored for hours while deciding what you would like for your personalized look and feel. When you finish writing your text, click Done, seen in the red circle. In this way, you've completed your edit, but can still undo items or make more edits. Your completed text will then be shown to you. If you don't like your results, you can drag your text to the bottom where a trash can will appear, then start over. You can see the trash can at the bottom right. Step 5, more editing. The tab to the right of the text button, above the red arrow, is where you can add music, insert hashtags and GIFs, ask questions, and do polls of your products for your followers. This is seen in the image to the right. If you do not see what you want, you can use the search function near the top. I typed in the words, quote, for toast, unquote, and came up with lots of GIFs to choose from. When typing in keywords, the words have to be spelled correctly or your search will not work. There are more GIFs if you keep scrolling down the page. And remember, with every edit, you must hit Done. This will appear at the top right-hand side of your screen. And then you will be able to return to a particular story to continue editing at a later time. My story is now coming together. Step 6, the edits continue. The next editing tool is the one with the 3 stars within the circle under the white arrow to the left. Here you can insert effects on your picture story such as pulse, different types of glitter backgrounds, starbursts, comic captions, and circle frames to name a few. I found that not all effects are available for all stories though. For example, I was able to insert a starburst on one picture, but I wasn't able to install starburst on another picture. In any event, there are plenty of effects available for your stories. Here are a few examples, and from left to right are the circle, comic, and starburst. Remember, after all your edits, press Done. Step 7, final editing. One final editing tool is the Draw tool, shown in the white box. The Draw tool is located on the hamburger menu to the far right. Simply touch the menu and the Draw feature is just above the Save feature. The Draw feature allows you to write or design something with your finger. It's not a great tool, especially when working from a phone, but the Draw feature can provide a personal touch that regular computer font cannot. There are different fonts and effects that you can write with, and you are able to erase what you've written by clicking the Undo button at the top left. When you are satisfied with what you have written, hit the check mark at the top right. Like every other edit feature, the Draw tool takes some practice. Those are the main edit features for your pictures, and as I said before, all these features take practice and time before you can master them. Step 8, going from Instagram Story to Instagram Story Highlight. Now that you've completed your final edits, you'll need to save your story. Go to the hamburger menu at the top right and press the Save button. Hitting the Save button will freeze your edits and file the story within your camera roll. Add the edited picture to your story at the bottom left of your picture, seen in the white oval. Doing this will take you to your home screen where you will see your profile picture light up with a moving pink circle. This is the picture being processed to your story. Once the pink circle motion ceases and turns a solid pink, you now have an Instagram story that will last 24 hours. Click the same circle and the picture that you've edited and saved will appear. Press highlight at the bottom. Finally, a white border will appear at the bottom of the page where you can add your highlight. I can only have Cat and Crow Bakery, so I pressed Cat and Crow Bakery button. I now have an Instagram story highlight, which will endure until I manually delete it. Now you're ready to continue the process of building your Instagram page, and you can have up to 100 stories or videos attached to your Instagram story highlights. To be clear, Instagram story highlights are not without their flaws. Editing and creating on a phone is tedious and labor-intensive work. There is no ability to edit your story highlights. Once they are uploaded, you must delete them and start all over again. Also, if you upload the same story more than once, the app does not recognize this, leaving duplicates within your story highlights. And although Instagram is free to use, ads are injected into one's feed. These are just some of the Instagram deficiencies that I've noticed. The next few pages has some of my other Instagram story highlights from my Cat and Crow Bakery page. So thanks for watching and thanks for listening.